Hey, I want to address a misunderstanding that a lot of Christians have about the earth and species and animals. Um, there's a conception out there that Christianity really has little to do with the earth and stewarding the earth. And of course, a lot of modern Christians give people that impression because they're all about the fact that we're leaving here and, they give the impression we don't have any stewardship responsibilities. But really, that's not the scriptures. That's not how it all was at the beginning. Even as late as the 13th century, Francis of Assisi would talk about brother sun and sister moon, and the church always had a connection with the physical and with the earth and stewarding it, because that was the way it was supposed to be from the very beginning. And the Jewish fathers knew that, and their scriptures reflect that. The righteous inherit what? They inherit the earth. They are caretakers of the earth. And so the pendulum swung probably related to what was perceived to be witchcraft in Ireland and the British Isles in the early centuries, and the church swung too far, to try to distance themselves from what they looked at as pagan rites, and so they begin to draw away from this idea of us being connected to what's going on around us, physically in the earth. So you look at the scriptures, for instance, Job chapter 12, talks about, ask the animals, ask the birds, that they will answer you, let the earth speak, those kind of things. Some people think that, in fact, that Christians could care less about animals or preserving species, which it shouldn't be that way at all. In fact, Proverbs says that we should, and that's Proverbs chapter 12, says that we should care for our animals. And, there's a natural yearning in people to want to preserve species, preserve the earth. And you see it everywhere. You see it from grade school up to people that are choosing their occupations, in this generation. They want to make a difference. They don't want to lose a species of whales, for instance. And you know what? That's good. And that's the way we ought to be, because our gospel, really, in its very essence, isn't about getting out of here. It's not going off to heaven forever somewhere. It's sure, we're going to meet Jesus in the air, but we're going to come back and we're going to be on earth. That the whole focus of the Gospels is earth-centric. It's God coming to earth and preserving the earth, and us being the stewards of the earth. We may spend time in heaven, before that all culminates. And certainly we're heavenly minded because we are about the interests of heaven, but the interests of heaven is earth. And so I think that in so many ways we've pushed away people who are concerned about the environment, people that lean into things like Wiccan, that are earth-centric and so forth. And we just kind of push them away because so much that modern Christians have to say is deplorable to them, and rightly so. We got to get back to the essence of what the gospel is about, what the scripture is about, what mankind is about, and it has a lot to do with earth, and it has to do with those very things that are in the hearts of people and that they're yearning for.